This week, a little pooch falls victim to one of the worst dog attacks I've ever seen.
He's incredibly lucky. I mean, if you think a dog has bitten his head and shaken his whole body by his neck, the fact that his neck is intact after all of that is incredible.
And I performed life-altering surgery in hopes of fixing the catastrophic injuries. I'm Dr. Scott, and this is Rescue Vet. It's a new day at the vet practice and it's all hands on deck as the team and I are preparing for a major surgery on one little canine that was brought to see me after an awful dog attack.
Hello, it's got to be with you.
When I first met Gizmo and his owner Irene, they were both covered in blood and he was barely alive. It was pretty shocking. What happened is any dog owner's worst nightmare.
That's a good boy.
I just got such a fright. The dog had grabbed the back of his neck and shook him like a rag doll. I screamed and I looked at the back of his neck and it was just horrific. When I could see the whole, it was like the dog had tried to rip its head off. I didn't know if he would live. I brought him straight down to Scott, and luckily Scott was here on duty that day and immediately took over. I don't think I would have coped very well if he had been killed. A few years ago, my husband died and we got Harley, who was his brother. We got Gizmo, and the two of them have just filled a little bit of a gap in my life. He means the world to me.
Miraculously, after the immediate care, Gizmo made it through the first few days, and he's now fit enough to have the urgent surgery he needs to address his awful injuries.
Hi Irene, how are you?
Hello, Scott.
Hello Gizmo. Hello baby boy. How are you? Wow, he's looking so much better than he was the other day.
Oh, yes, he is, and I think I'm better too.
Yes, you do. You don't have any blood on your face today, which is good to see.
Yeah.
Oh my boy.
Oh, he's such a brave boy.
Oh, you've done so well. Well, do you mind if I pick him up? And let's get you in the consult room. Come on, Mummy's coming too. Don't worry. Good boy.
Gizmo underwent a CT scan after his first visit to check for further damage, and I know Irene is desperate to know the results.
And the news is good. All of the cervical vertebrae fine and the spinal cord within is also healthy. So amazingly, he has got through this horrific ordeal with only the soft tissue injuries.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Yes.
But the soft tissue injuries are extensive. I've seen a number of dog attacks in my time, but in my 25 years, comparatively to the size of your dog, this is probably the worst. Because it is horrendous what's underneath this dressing, isn't it? And you saw it firsthand.
Yeah. And if it been a few moments later, the story might be totally different.
He's incredibly lucky. I mean, if you think a dog has bitten his head and shaken his whole body by his neck, the fact that his neck is intact after all of that is incredible. You saved his life. You really did. You did well. Yeah, for sure.
Thank you, Scott.
Now that Gizmo is stable and his injuries not life-threatening, my attention turns to the upcoming surgery to correct them. And I know what's underneath that bandage isn't good.
So now what we have to do is sort out what lies beneath that dressing. Now, as you know, his ear canal is separated from his head. So the canal that joins the ear like that, it's severed here. So this is away. Okay. What we're going to try and do is attach those two things together, but depending upon how much damage is present when we're in there, we may have to remove the canal. Now, that doesn't mean that he's then deaf. It just means that the airway from the eardrum to the outside is closed off. But it just stops there being major complications because infection is our major problem. So you'll have to kind of trust me when I'm in surgery to do the best by you and him.
If it means you can't hear in one ear, then that's fine.
Yeah.
You still live a long life.
We're going to talk to you in the other ear, won't we? Yes.
Yes. Oh.
Say bye, Mummy.
Bye bye, darling. That's a good boy. Yes.
Bye, Mummy. Hey, you'll be okay. Oh, thank you. Kisses. Good boy. Hi, guys. So Gizmo's back. Here he is. Look. We know that this is cute, but that's going to be short-lived. Because once we remove that, we'll be seeing all the injuries. So I think it's going to be a big surgery and quite challenging. So I'm glad you're around.
Okay, yeah.
All right, should we do it? Come on then, buddy.
It's impossible to know the true extent of Gizmo's injuries and whether or not I can save his ear until I get him into surgery. So first thing is to sedate him so I can have a closer look.
All right, let's remind ourselves of the horror that lies beneath this dressing. That is what his ears should look like. Got his head, 1, 2, 3, legs under. Yeah. Have a look at this.
That's awful.
Just a few seconds, and that's what it leads to, is that level of damage. Just, and what's awful is that ear, you go, oh, that looks okay, but it's not attached. Yeah, okay. All right.
Gizmo's wound is shocking. It shows just how lucky he is to be alive, but only time will tell whether it's possible to save his ear.
So part of my ritual is getting in the zone for surgery, and so when I scrub, you can do it lots of different ways now. Chemically, you can just use a wash, but I always like scrubbing because it kind of, I don't know, wakes me up with a bit of scratching on the skin, gets me ready for surgery. See you in a bit.
First procedure is to remove all the staples that have been keeping Gizmo's ear and skin attached.
Right. So I've removed all the staples, and there's definitely a section of the skin that's died, so I'm going to have to remove that. But now you'll see the true extent of Gizmo's injuries.
It's too gruesome to show, but the skin around Gizmo's ear is no longer attached to his head, and what's worrying is that this skin is also dead.
So Anna, I know you haven't seen this yet, but that's what we're dealing with. So you can see this is his cranium. This goes right down to just above his eyes here. And then this is the ear canal that attaches to that. It's horrifying, isn't it? Lucky to be alive. Just imagine what it must feel like to have your face ripped off. Horrendous.
As I'm going deeper into surgery, I'm uncovering terrible problems that I had not anticipated.
Yeah, and I mean, this all doesn't look good, does it? It just doesn't look healthy. And on the outside, it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as what lies beneath. And I'm just worried that even if we leave his ear intact, This just really worried that that's all gonna die.
The skin is completely dead around the ear, which means I have a tough decision to make.
It's really awful, but I think he might be best served to have his ear off.
Yeah.
Gizmo. Just think in the end, we're fighting a lost cause. The damage is just horrific. I always want to try and do the very best by my patients, but I think this time, even my best isn't going to be good enough to fix that.
Mhm.
I think we need to
Maybe talk with that.
get Irene on the phone. Yeah.
Even after 25 years of doing this job, moments and calls like these will never get easier.
Hi, Irene. It's Scott here. Hello, my love. Now, look, I'm in with your boy in surgery right now, and Anna and I have examined the injuries. And unfortunately, I don't think that we can save his ear. The canal has obviously been traumatically torn away from its attachment to the head. And even if we were to remove the canal, there's actually so much dead tissue around the pinna, the ear flap, that I think if we were to leave it in place, it could just cause more complication. And I think this way, yes, he'll look very different. I appreciate that. But, he'll be able to enjoy his time and not be worried about more surgeries to come.
So you have no ear at all.
He'll have no ear at all, that's right.
This is like he's alive. Doesn't matter what he looks like.
Oh, bless you, Irene. You're a darling. All right. Well, okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'll deliver him back to you shortly, but we'll get that done, okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye. It's amazing. Talking to owners like that, they have so much trust in us as vets to make the right decision and do the right thing by their animal. This dog is going to be irreparably changed as a result of this injury. And Irene said she doesn't care. She just wants her dog back. I'm sorry, buddy. It's nasty.
Gizmo's ear and ear canal are now fully removed. It's a relief knowing that he won't have any more problems and he can go on to live a comfortable life. So it's time to close up the wound.
Okay, that's it. Last stitch. 3 hours. All done. Let's wake him up.
It's been a long surgery, but hopefully it's Gizmo's last.
Oops, good boy. That's such a cute set of ears. You still got one.
Life for Gizmo won't be too different. Surprisingly, even with one ear, he'll still be able to hear, and I'm very confident that he's going to make a full recovery. All that's left is for Gizmo to sleep off the anaesthetic. He'll need to recover before he's well enough to be reunited with Irene. After a short stay in the hospital, it's good news and Gizmo is well enough to go home.
Okay, little man, how you doing? Mummy's here. Let's go see Mummy.
I'm just looking forward to picking Gizmo up and taking him home. As long as he's mentally okay after this and gets back to being the normal happy dog that he is, then I'll be thankful. And we just have to move on and carry on with our lives. We've actually got a dog holiday booked for down in Devon in 3 weeks' time. Looking forward to seeing him happy again and running about on the beach.
There's Mummy.
Oh, hello, Gizmo.
Here's your angel.
Oh, he's so happy to see me. Hello, Dad.
Hi, Mummy.
How have you been?
He's been great.
Oh,
He's an absolute trooper, aren't
has
you?
he?
He's just incredible. I mean, it was a 3-hour-long surgery,
Gosh.
so it was a lot of work. And as you know, unfortunately, we couldn't save his ear. He's actually doing really, really well. So he is a tough little dog, aren't you?
Oh, you're getting kisses too. You saying thank you to Scott?
Thank you. You're such a good boy there. I'll hand him over.
Thank you so much, Scott.
There you go. And I know this has been such a traumatic few days for you.
The
But-
worst of my life, one of the worst moments of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been really bad.
But now he's wagging his tail. He's alive. You're happy. You're not covered in blood. He's not covered in blood. He's not going to care, is he?
Yeah.
You know,
He doesn't.
he's not going to look at himself in the mirror and go, "Where's my ear?" You know, it's just not going to be the case. And you know, you love him for the companionship that he's given you since your husband's passing. See you later, little man.
Darling. Say bye-bye.
All right. Bye, sweetheart. Bye, sweetheart. See you later. Bye. Absolute sweethearts. Just such a privilege sometimes to do this job and to be able to be a vet and to save cute little animals like Gizmo and help lovely Irene. It's absolutely perfect.
I'm pleased to say that 3 weeks later, Irene and Gizmo were on the beach in Devon, enjoying a happy life, albeit with just the one ear. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos with me, Dr. Scott, here on Rescue Vet. Bye for now.